Kaymade-tech here again. All right, so today we will be looking at IP scanning tools. What are IP scanning tools? They are tools that users could easily scan IP addresses and ports on a network. It, it works with Windows, Linux, and Mac. For today's lesson, we will be looking at I, Angry IP Scanner. It's a fast and open source network scanner that allows scanning of IPs. Okay. I can give you one or two of the features. It's it's the IP range scanning. It can scan range of IP addresses to discover live host or a network host. All right. And it can do what we call port scanning to check for open ports on each host, helping to identify services that are running. And it can also ping check. Okay. Looking at my screen, you would see that all my virtual machines are running. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Awesome. So we will be running an IP scan using Angry IP Scanner to verify the open ports and the host on the network. Okay. So in order to do that, we will be using Ubuntu Virtual IP Scanner. Okay, for Ubuntu Virtual IP Scanner, sorry, for Angry IP Scanner, what we can do is a very easy install. But as you might be aware, if you have watched all my previous videos, that we can't, I don't have access to the internet on my virtual machines because I'm using a host only network adapter. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to pull up my Google on my host machine. Like I said, this is a very simple install. So all we need to do is type in Angry IP Scanner. Once you type this, this is what it looks like. So you just click on this, the first one, and once you go to downloads, you now download according to your OS machine. So this is for Windows, Mac, and Linux. So for my Linux, I downloaded this first one for Ubuntu Debian Mint. And if you are using a Windows computer, you will download the Windows installer. And for the Mac, you will download, okay, right click and open the first for the first time. So you download either of these, okay, for the Mac computers. All right, without further ado, let's get to the business of the day. I will bring up okay, I've counted my virtual machines. So what we're going to do here is, so once you launch Angry IP Scanner, it gives you the IP range it discovers on your network. So let's assume I just want to run for maybe one computer. I could just put that in there. All right. But let's go to the preferences. So in the preferences, it gives us this, the delay between starting threads, maximum number of threads, ping, etc., etc. If we go to the ports, what ports do we want to run? So if we run these few ports, it might be faster. But if we want to run it like what's the name? Nmap, Nmap normally runs the first 1000 ports, right? So we could change that, but it's going to take a lot of time. So we're also running the first 1000 port. So here it says i- display in the result list. Do you want all scan host, or do you want a live host that responds only, or do you want host with open ports? That's our choice. So let's go with, because I believe almost all my computers have open ports. So we'll go with host, a live host only. We'll click OK to this, and it's very simple. You start, and once it starts, we'll wait for that give us a result. All right, as we can see, the scanning completed now, and it took us 33 minutes. All right, and it tells us it says we have um, 12 live hosts, 10 with ports open. Back. Let me see if I can make this a bit clearer. Right? So these are the ports. However, this 149 is my Windows 11 machine, and it seems it's not responding. That is why it's blue, because Windows 11 does have ports open. Okay, so what do we do? So we have our firewall, which is our PF Sense, but it seems the Windows 11. So this is our firewall. All right. But it seems the Windows 11 does have its own firewall, and that's why it's not working. It. Oh. So I'm just going to restart this computer, and I'll verify the IP address, and also I will run that scan on just that IP address. Once I have allowed the firewall, disable the firewall. All right, our Windows 11 machine is up. So I'm going to confirm the IP. So the IP address is period 149. That's 192 period 168.56.149. So I'm going to go back to my Ubuntu. I will run a scan. I'll first run nmap, sudo nmap sn 68.56.149. the password. All right, so it says it is up, but it can't see it, and that's the firewall is blocking this. Let's run another fee. But what I'm going to do, okay, I will also try to ping 192.168.56.149. So you're going to see that it's not being able to be pinged. So another good thing about an scanning tool like Angry IP, it helps us to troubleshoot. So here we are troubleshooting. Why is this IP address not responding? So what we need to do now, we're going to open the I'm going to disable the firewall on this computer. Firewall. And once I disable it, you're going to see response. So just to pull up my, all right, so as you can see, it's it's connected, or it's enabled. So once I go here and turn it off, okay, see if I can my screen. So let me just break it like this. So I want a situation where you can see both screen. All right, so once I click OK, you're going to see the pinging will start. All right, so you see that I'm now able to ping once the firewall is turned off. So that's a very good thing about IP Angry Scanner. It can help us to troubleshoot when there's a network problem. And now, if I go back and run that, I can enlarge this now. So if I go back, let me go to full view. So if I run this, it should show me the ports that are open now. All right, as you can see, these ports are open. And why it didn't show here was because the firewall was enabled. But the moment I turned it off, it was I'm able to see, I'm able to ping, I'm able to run nmap. And that is the reason why IP scanners are very important tools in networking. It helps us to troubleshoot, it helps us to ping, it helps us to check ports, it helps us to check the open ports. It allows us know the IP address that are on the network that are live. All right, that will be the end of this video. Thank you so much for stopping by, and please look out for our next video. All right, just before I let you go, or rather before I end this video, IP scanning is an active enumeration. So meaning you cannot do this on a system that you are not authorized. You can't do this on a network that you are not authorized to do so. It's illegal to do it. If you need to do it, you need to be in a controlled environment like mine. And if you want to know how to have a controlled environment, please go back to my previous videos on how to install and configure Oracle VirtualBox Manager, and also how to install and configure various virtual machines into the VirtualBox Manager. Thank you for stopping by. Please like, share, and subscribe.